What I'd like to do now is show you two short videos of business people presenting. The videos are courtesy of the Institute of Directors in London, and every year they hold an annual convention or a conference at the Royal Albert Hall, and they invite industry leaders to speak. So they very kindly allowed us to use snippets or excerpts of the presentations. And what I'd like you to do is watch the people presenting and analyze how they're doing under those key aspects of presenting. So, prepared, goals, command attention with passion from you. So prepared goals, command attention with passion from you. How are they doing on those fronts? And I'd like you to write it down and keep a note of it so that when I see you for the actual workshop, we can discuss this and see how you feel these presenters are doing. So observe.
David Brent in The Office, or Donald Trump and Alan Sugar in The Apprentice. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a serious image problem. A coalition of government committees, NGOs, and the media place the blame for an increasingly overweight society on Cadbury, Schweppes, and the entire food industry. Sweets and chocolate are treats, not your main meal. You don't eat a 200-gram block of CDM for lunch. If we don't speak up for business, who will?
Great people make companies great. But I also believe that great companies attract great people. We look for people who are dedicated to self-improvement every day. How can I be better, 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 better? Number one, our people want to change the world. Boom, I get a call from him. Steve, we're not going with you. I was crestfallen. I said, we lost, huh? We lost to IBM. He said, no. I said, who else came out of the woodwork? Where did the new competitor come from? No new competitor. I said, what are you gonna do? Nothing. I said, nothing. How can you do nothing? He says, I've decided that the senior people in our bank won't use email, so the junior people won't use email, so we're not going to install email. Thanks.
10% of all the time Brits spend online is now spent on ebay.co.uk. When I joined eBay back in 2001, the business had fewer than 1 million of those prepaying customers. Today, I'm very happy to announce here in this conference, and for the first time in the UK, that we have just passed the 15 million customer milestone.
Governments have controlled space. The technology of getting there is old-fashioned, dirty, and environmentally wasteful, and they've done nothing about it for 40 years. So we decided to take this project forward as a space tourism project, but also as the foundation of an entirely new space industry in the future. We can do things in space which will help to save this planet over the next 50 to 100 years. But we as businesses are going to have to do our sponsorship and our marketing and our thinking with a new type of R&D to find every way to reduce our energy inputs and outputs from the businesses we do and still remain strong, competitive, capitalist companies.
Daddy, I'm sorry to tell you, but you urgently need to take English lessons. The issue is that every time we change direction, the wheel stops and we need to start again, almost from scratch. I think my lesson was that sometimes staying the course in tough times is difficult, but this is what strong leadership is about. Even in companies like Procter & Gamble, that has been fairly successful over the last few years, we could do more. We need to do more, and we need to do it together.
So that's the first short film. Here's the next.
There are fundamental basic qualities that all great leaders have, and for me that's around setting a vision for what they want to achieve, getting the right people on board and engaging them in that vision, delivering that vision through milestones, and then also putting in rigorous processes to manage to measure and to monitor their progress. And so those kind of fundamentals will always remain the same, but I guess what's changed now is the environment in which leaders are operating. So obviously, we've already talked about the increasing globalization, the 24/7 marketplace, and the changing demographics, and it's those kinds of issues that mean diversity becomes much more important. Those kind of demographics mean that leaders actually have to start looking at diversity if they're going to be able to get the right people, because the marketplace in which people are going to be operating is going to be much more diverse, so they're going to have to understand and meet the needs of their customers more effectively, and they have to understand diversity to be able to do that. And the people they're going to be drawing the pool they're going to be drawing from is more diverse. And equally, at the same time, I think we know from all the research the EOC's done and other people that managers, graduates, young people, they're all putting this ability to manage work and home life more effectively at the heart of what they're looking for from companies. And often, it's the differentiator above pay.
My name's Caroline Plum. I run a business called Fresh Minds, and we're a research and recruitment business. It probably sounds like quite an unusual combination, but essentially what we do is manage a network of what we believe are some of Europe's brightest analysts, which we call our minds, and we put them together, our minds, to deliver research projects for our clients. We also allow our clients to borrow our minds in-house on a temporary basis or on a permanent basis. So we do both research and recruitment. We started the business back in 2000. At the time I was just 21 and I just left university. And so we decided against going into the city, as most of my friends were going to go and do, but thought actually it'd be a great time to start a business, not least because, of course, the dot-com crash in the stock market, so obviously the perfect timing. But my business partner, Charlie Osmond, is particularly persuasive and decided that perhaps that would be a good thing to do. We also recognised that business perhaps wasn't very good at tapping into the potential of young people, and particularly not using them in a very flexible manner. So we thought there was definitely a business to be built there by connecting some of the brightest people and allowing business to use this resource much more flexibly. From a personal perspective too, it's a great time to take a risk. I think starting a business when you're young means you don't have perhaps some of the responsibilities and some of the things that might hold you back from taking a risk later on. And so for us, it was something that we just really wanted to do. And the business now is about 5 years old, looking to do a turnover around £5 million this year.
So I hope you found those two videos useful and you managed to jot down some notes under the banners of prepared goals, command attention with passion from you. And when we meet shortly, we can go through your observations on how you feel those presenters did.